So you're going to need the printout of the PDF. It's going to be on 3 pieces of copy paper or cardstock. You can use a straight edge, a glue stick, or tacky glue. You can use Q-tips if you'd like to help spread the glue. And then you need a pen that has no ink in it. You can also use a knitting needle or the edge of a used gift card or something to just help score the paper. And then let's not forget, you'll need scissors. So we're going to take a closer look at what we have here. So there's 3 different kinds of lines. You'll see that there is the solid line. The solid lines are the ones that we're going to cut along. And then you're going to see that there are ones that are dashes and then dash dots. When you look in the upper left-hand corner, it'll tell you which is which. All of the ones that are dashes or dash dots are going to be the ones that we're going to score, and we're going to fold them. The ones that are dashes are just going to be a valley fold. We're going to fold them one way, and then we're going to go ahead and fold the mountain folds the other way. So now let's get started, and we're just going to go ahead and start and cut out all the solid lines. Now you'll see a trick here is when you have it so that there's a point, you can go ahead, instead of curving, you can go from the outside at both points and cut into the point. This just helps give you a nice cleaner cut and helps with the folding later. So now we're just going to cut out all the pieces. Don't forget that there's a little piece on each of these pages, and there should be 6 pieces when you're all done. When cutting this out, save the part of the first page that tells you what a valley fold is and what a mountain fold is. So now we have our 6 pieces, and we have the information that tells us what a valley fold is and a mountain fold. The dashes are a valley fold, and the mountain fold is the dot dashes. And then you want to have your straight edge and the tool that you're going to use for scoring. In this case, it's going to be a pen without any ink. I also have some scrap paper so that I can protect the table. I don't want to be pushing into the table, so I'm going to go ahead and arrange things so that I can get to them easily. And then I'm going to put the paper, the pieces that I'm going to be scoring on top of the the scrap paper, just so that it has a little more give and it won't mark up a table. And so I'm just going to go ahead, and anywhere I see the dashes or the dash dots, I'm going to go over with my tool to score. And see, you'll see it makes it easier to fold along those lines. And then I'm just going to keep on doing that for all of the pieces that we have. And don't worry if you miss one, because you can always go back and go back and get it. And you can see I sometimes go over each line a couple times, and that's just to give it a nice good score, a good crease. So now that we're done scoring all of the lines, we're going to go ahead and start our folding. So I'm going to start with the dashed, and we're going to go ahead and fold it so that it looks like it forms a valley. So that's the direction that you would fold them. And then the ones that are dot dashes are going to be mountain folds, and those are going to go ahead and fold the other direction. And when you fold them that direction, then it would be what would look like a mountain. So we got the folding it so that it has the peak up, or if you form a valley. So you're just going to go ahead and you're going to look at all the lines, and if you need to, reference your piece of paper on which way to fold it. And don't worry if you fold it the wrong way, because you can always go ahead and fold it back the other way. It's not going to hurt it. You'll see as it's starting to form if you accidentally folded it the wrong direction. And as you do it, you're going to get a feel for how everything is going to fit together. Then, like before, you're just going to go ahead and do the folding for all your pieces. And then when you're done with folding all the pieces, then we'll be ready to go ahead and glue them together. So if you used cardstock to print this project, then tacky glue would be recommended if you have it. You can use a swab to help apply it. You could go ahead and put it on to the project and then smooth it out, or if you have a paper plate, you can put it onto the paper plate and then use the swab to apply it. I did copy paper, so I'm just going to use a glue stick. It's going to be a little less thick and gooey. So I'm going to find, I see that these are where the 2 11s on both of them are lining up, and I like to see how things are going to join together before I put any glue anywhere so I can see which side I should put the glue on. I want to make sure that the glue and the tabs are not on the nice finished side. I want them to be on the back inside with all the numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put glue here, and I'm using a piece of the scrap paper, you'll see, so that I don't get the glue onto the working surface. Then I'm going to go ahead and look and again verify that it's the right number. I've got my 11 there and I've got my 11 here. So I'm going to line them up. And then I am going to press them together. When I feel that it's nice and secure and that it won't fall apart, I will go ahead and move on to the next part to see where I can find the next piece. And so now I'm going to line that number up with the next one. And again, I want to make sure that the tab is not on the outside, so I'm going to make sure that the nice part is on the outside so it gets a nice clean edge on the outside, the finished side. And then again, I will figure out which side the glue needs to go on, and then I will apply it, and then I will go ahead and make sure I have it at the right number, and then I will line them up. And if needed, add a little, sometimes I will go ahead for 2 numbers. There's 2 numbers there, so I actually put the glue on for both of them because they were nice and close together. And so then I do the 1, and I hold them together and try to smooth it out and put pressure, and then I'll do the other one. Trying to help and hold on as it takes form. Now it really doesn't matter what order you go in. It's not a numerical number. You don't go a numerical order. You don't go 1, 2, 3, and then 4. But I do try to work on this one, especially on the more solid part. I don't want to put the flimsier parts together first. I'll put the larger parts together first and then start to add the smaller parts, just so that the larger structure has more form and is a little more stable, and then you can add the smaller parts to it. So you'll just keep on going like this until you've matched up all the numbers. So now it's all glued together, and I'm just reinforcing the valleys and the mountains to give it form and enforce what it should be looking like. And there it is, our finished star.